All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So Monday smartphone news is here once again. So a couple of things to talk about, not a lot, but it's enough to get the conversation going or keep it going, that's for sure, because there's always something in the news. And I focus primarily on smartphones, but I do cover other things. So how about this? First off, OnePlus, the event is getting closer, and we're going to have to prepare for that. For the first time in history, I think a company has actually just shown the device. I don't know if they decided, hey, there's so many leaks out here, we're just going to go ahead and dump it out onto the market. So what? They saw the design, but they don't know anything else about the phone. So some pluses to that is, it's supposed to be two variants of it, a 6 gig, and this time an 8 gig version. Now, what does that mean? That just means it's going to be even faster than the OnePlus 3T. And this phone is fast. And it's just going to run great. But do we need 8 gigs on a phone? We've got 8 gigs on our computers. It's crazy. But the more the merrier, I guess some people might say. But what I can tell you is that the OnePlus 5 is coming. And so I recently snatched up the OnePlus 3T because I didn't get any experience with that phone in hands-on. I only reviewed the OnePlus 3 and the OnePlus 2. So the OnePlus 3T, by the way, for those that have been asking, it is fantastic. That's just I think that's just the way it's going to be. OnePlus isn't slowing down as far as hardware, and they're going to continue to do that. Now, whether the price goes up on the OnePlus 5 or not, it's going to have to go up. They're not going to continue to give us great products or great specs, I guess I want to say. I can't say great products all the way around, but they're not going to continuously give us really great specs, like specs that match phones like this U11 or the S8 Plus that I'm recording with, or just the G6, any of the other phones that are out. They can't afford to keep giving us all those great products and not make some money. So I think the OnePlus 5, I've heard rumors, people have sent the information to me, and I hate to put out some information, but some of the rumors might be actually correct in saying that, it's going to cost about $550 to $650. I don't know. But nonetheless, if it is in fact the first phone with 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs on board here in the US, it's going to be one that techies flock to. Just to say that they have it and to get that experience and hands-on touch with it. So the OnePlus 5 is coming June 20th is the announcement. I've talked about that in previous videos. So now it's, it's kind of surprising though. OnePlus just said, screw it. Let's just show them the phone. I don't know. Maybe they leaked it before to see if we would like it. And then when they didn't get too much bad press about it or feedback, they decided, okay, this is what we're going to do. I don't know. Who cares? It's coming. And maybe they're tricking us, maybe they're leaving that photo out there and it might look completely different. Who knows? Because there have been so many renders of the OnePlus 5. It's incredible. Just like the iPhone 8. Moving on. The iPhone 8, there's a lot of different renders of that phone. Is it going to have, and I know it's early on talking about the iPhone 8, but these leaks are just happening left and right. So, and we won't really officially know until we actually have it in hand. So the iPhone 8 is months away. But the hype starts to build early, just like for the S8 and S8 Plus. The hype builds early. The Note 8 we're already on that already. We're already on that hype train. So we're going to have to just ride this wave out. But the iPhone 8 should be coming soon by the end of the year, third quarter, hopefully end of the third quarter, and just gonna have to roll with it. So another phone that was recently released is a phone from ZTE, and it's on Sprint now. And it's the ZTE Max XL. And I do have my Blade X Max full-fledged, ready to go. The difference with these phones is the one on Sprint actually looks really cool. It looks like it has like some texture back. Looks like it's a little thinner. But it only has 16 gigs of onboard storage. Now, adaptable storage is definitely something the ZTE products, almost all of them have that. But you just need to really get a good SD card for that to really be beneficial to you. Because if you put a slow SD card in there, it's not going to work for you. So that's another phone that's actually coming out, and it's actually only $192 at full cost. And Sprint has that plan for installments for $0 down and $8 a month. So that's a very affordable approach. Paying $8 a month extra on your phone bill, that's doable. That's if you're on a tight budget and you just don't want to spend outside of a certain bracket. Spending $2 to $10 extra on your smartphone bill, your cell phone bill, you could pull that off. I would recommend a person do that too if they don't want to spend $200 out for a phone, because let's be realistic here. The majority of the world is not spending $900 up front on phones, and they're not even financing these phones like what we think. The reason they're financing them now is because consumers are being pushed and forced, and cell phone companies are pushing you. Even OEMs now have financing on their phones directly through them to get you away from the carriers. So you don't have to buy a carrier branded one. You can buy unlocked, and that's just what it is. So ZTE has finally brought forth the ZTE Max XL on Sprint, and I think it was already on Boost, if I believe, and Virgin, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But the fact is, those phones are beast mode phones. I mean, they're 6-inch phones, 1080p display, decent cameras. Depending on, I haven't tested this one, but on the ZTE Max Pro, I thought it was decent, and the Blade V8 Pro is decent, and also the ZTE X Blade X Max is doable. So, they're producing some great products at very affordable prices, and you really don't have a reason to go out and spend $900 in a lot of cases, especially with these huge screens. And the screens that ZTE is using, they're fantastic. I don't know what they're doing, but they're getting it right in their production line. So that's something else that's coming. No, another thing that's coming out, that has come out, and it's shaking up the industry. You can't deny it. And it's this phone right here. The U11 is shaking up things. It's catching a lot of heat because it's good. And I think it's not catching heat from it's so strange because the Ultra caught a lot of heat. I always look up at my case that I have cell phones in. The Ultra caught a lot of heat. Everybody said, I'm still not going to purchase it. Even though it's $500 now, I'm not buying it. It's not the right choice. Buy the 11 instead. It's what you should do. But nonetheless, it's ultimately up to you. But I will say the 11 is shaking things up. And some people say, oh, it's not shaking nothing up. It's nothing special about it. Those are people who don't have it. Most of those comments like that are coming from people who don't have it, because for once, probably all these so-called top vlogs or big bloggers, all those guys are in agreement. And it's like an agreement across the board. We all agree that this phone is fantastic and the cameras are better than your favorite phone, the iPhone and the S8. It's just what it is. There's plenty of people. I think Tony Pazzo, he went on record on, I think, his last video when he did a live stream. He said, hey, beast mode, way better than the S8. Now, Tony, you need to check that front camera on here, though, because this camera is beast mode right here. I don't know. But a lot of people are going on record and saying that the U11 could be the greatest of all time as of right now. And it's offering some great features, man. I mean, the screen quad HD. I don't need to set down the battery to get great battery. This phone is getting fantastic battery. Use Tony again. He's got almost 8 hours screen on time, and I got just over 6. And that's on a full day's charge. So the thing about battery size, yes, it's important, but optimization, I've always said it, just like on my U Ultra, it's optimized great. I'm getting 6 hours on the U Ultra, and I'm getting 6 hours on here. So I didn't see it any other way. I didn't think that it would be any other way, because this has a smaller screen, and it has the Snapdragon 835. So the U11 is getting a lot of attention, as it deserves. I mean, come on, let's be fair now. And this phone isn't even being marketed like the Samsungs and the Apples and the LGs. It's not being marketed that way. So it's not probably going to see the masses. And because right now it's only on Sprint as a carrier. So with Sprint being the only carrier, I can tell you, push this phone out to all the carriers, HTC, work out a deal, whatever you need to do. Market this phone like crazy. If you have the funds to do so, you will sell a boatload of them, because this is definitely a better option than the LG G6, one of my favorites sitting over there. The S8 Plus that I'm recording with, this is a better purchase. You got the same internals on these phones. Same internal, 64 gig, check. SD card, check. 4 gigs of RAM, check. Quad HD display, check. Killer cameras, great cameras. Killer monster cameras on here, check. You got waterproofing on the S8 Plus. You got dust and water resistance on here, IP67, IP68. It's just no headphone jack, but let me tell you, the listening experience on this phone mind blowing. Just mind blowing. Plug in those headphones that came with your U11 if you haven't already done so. Get out of here. There's nothing touching this right here. This beats out my Axon 7 DAC by a long shot because the USB Type-C technology and the headphones that you get in the box, unreal. So Monday smartphone news, yeah, the U11 is shaking up things. OnePlus is going to shake up things. ZTE has always had a level playing field for certain budget phones, but now they're stepping it up a little bit. They're getting some phones out there with huge screens for media content and big batteries. And also to mention, the Snapdragon 435 is a fantastic processor. Don't get it twisted. That processor is great. So it's your man Jay Will. Monday smartphone news. Yeah, today is June 12th, by the way, and we're going to celebrate something great this week, so stay tuned for that. Just tune in on Friday right here. Also follow me on Twitter at Mr. J.O. Williams, and you will see why. But there's a video coming that you guys have been waiting on, and it's time to go ahead and do it. But I'll be picking a winner for the Blade X Max, the other one I have, the brand new one, and I've got a surprise for you. Got something good for you when it comes to that giveaway. So be sure to enter in that giveaway. I'll put a link to that description in this video. And as always, it's your man Jay Will. I will see you guys in the next video. Let's cut. See you in the next one.